Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Leo. Today is your full moon. You are getting the light from Aquarius, which is your opposite sign, and Aquarius is the one that is bringing you the higher information, right? Because it's an air sign, and so Aquarius is the star, and here we see Apollo sitting in front of the Taj Mahal, and here you are, right, bringing to the lion that is roaring into the subconscious, into the left, into the introvert energy, because you are extrovert, right? You are Leo, the extroverted energy here very clearly. The fifth house of joy and play and having fun. So you are subconsciously very wild, but you also have this side inside of you, and an 8-8 portal is now bringing a message to you that is saying, show yourself, show who you really can be, because this is Uranus ruled, right? And Uranus is the new beginning, is also the changes that come, and you are ruled by the sun. The sun, the center of our solar system, is your ruling planet, right? If it's a planet, because the sun is a dwarf star. And so the star is literally saying, well, then be a star, because you are, even though it's a dwarf star, a star. And so this is really powerful, right? This is going to be an amazing moment. And now we're 99.9% almost in the full moon. And this moment exists only once a year. But if I include all the other planets, Pluto that has moved also Sunday into Aquarius, right? Then this moment exists only once in your life. And so I just want you to realize that. For Aquarius, I have side plank, the stretching away with your leg and with your arm like a star, right? An earth star that you are here. And for you, I gave you, of course, the lion's breath here, sticking the tongue out and creating this infinite moment here to recognize, hey, here we are all interconnected, right? And I'm gonna give you that deep roar, that deep breath. And so here, this is the combination right now, today. Then you are the king of fire, and you got the good tarot, right? That's your deck that I dedicated to you, and is your birthday between July 13 and August 12. Then is he your court card, your body part, is the heart, is being open and wild enough to enjoy this life, right? And if this is not your birth date, please look in the description below. I have listed all the other court card states and the cards that I'm using there. We're reading the last time to the right, extroverted, right, which you are. You are the fifth house of joy and play. And so we're gonna have a look in what this full moon is wanting to tell you. Where Capricorn Sun gave Leo Moon the light, you had the message, the muse is giving you the push to walk the talk and have fun too. Very nice, right? So here you are recognizing something always, right? It's like, that's what it's all about. That we recognize something, that we are awakening, that we are seeing that every day is a new day, and particularly now, this is your day where you can shine, where you can really be yourself. So we have Uranus, right? And usually the Fool is connected with Uranus, and so I am picking a deck again from the Visconti Sforza, but this time not this one that I usually have on the position of the Fool. I want for the Uranus another deck, and this one is the Carey Yale Visconti Tarot. And so here we can see these are photographs of the really old cards, and why I'm actually picking this deck for Uranus, for the new beginning, for the planet that is ruling Aquarius, is because in this deck we have all court cards, masculine and feminine, right? Usually we have the King of Swords, etc., or like you, the King of Wands, but there is a masculine and a feminine side to the King, right? And here in this deck, they actually created that in the 15th century. Can you imagine? I mean, it's really, it's like I have to use it. And so I use this deck now when Uranus comes up in general, right? When the Fool comes up, but right now just because I want to see what is Uranus telling you. And of course we also have the other Visconti Sforza Tarot deck on the Fool. So we have Scorpio. Scorpio is of course coming here and letting us know everything comes and goes. There's a real new beginning, a new beginning that is saying, well, you gotta let go. You gotta really go through the 13, the transformation. And that's the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. Some say it's also, of course, the one, right, the Magician and the Empress. But I leave that up to you. You can pick whichever one feels good for you. But then we get the 4, which is the Emperor. And the Emperor is then, of course, Aries. The Emperor is the one that says, well, just rule, just do what you have to do. And so there is today, after the full moon, right away it goes to the new moon, right? And so he's pointing to the left, he's pointing to the soul. Meanwhile, we're putting the cards now to the right. And so the first card that comes from the Fool, right, on the position of the Fool, in a way this is of course also the Fool, right? You got here Scorpio, and here you got the Page of Swords, which are all 3 air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And so this foolish idea of really starting something completely new on an emotional level, and then establishing yourself mentally as the new generation is inspiring us, right? So we have here the 13, which becomes a 4, and here we have the 11. And the 11 is the inner teacher, is the inner knowing, is knowing that you have now Uranus, but also Pluto, which moved into Aquarius on Sunday, right? And Pluto is ruling Scorpio. So you can see there is already quite a strong message coming to you through Pluto, through the mystic, through the shadow side, that there is a desire to go deeper within and recognize there are things that I want to understand. And I think the Aquarian age, the messenger age, the understanding that the internet and the technology is bringing now new information is actually speaking to you. And so we can see here with the 11 and the 4 could be a date, right? On 11-4 or 4-11, you can switch it the way you want, right? You know what to fill in. I give you information about the cards, but you fill in. Then on the position of the Magician comes here the middle world. And we see 6 birds, and the 6 is, of course, the self-love that we find. We have the 63 here, and so the 9 is letting you know, yes, you coming into a completion when you integrate now the new generation that understands the new technology. And so with the magician, you get a 40. So then you have a four portal framing the 11, the inner teacher, the inner knowing that is appearing through the young generation. And it's a really beautiful message because he is connected with Mercury, and that's the messenger, that's the language that comes to us. And so the 4 is saying, yes, when you find true love deep within yourself, through the knowledge that you gain, right? The same way I'm gaining all this knowledge, and it makes me really happy to know all of this. I find the completion in all of that, and then that completion creates a new cycle. And after this, a new cycle begins, a cycle back to the new moon, right? And so the 4 is talking here. And I want to know, what is the middle world bringing you? And it's bringing you the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is connected with Mercury in Sagittarius. And reverse, of course, the 8 of Wands, Mercury in Sagittarius is like, there's a lot of information, right? Because the magician is already Mercury. And so we want to know really what the message is, because I like to be thorough. And so the 8 of Wands, a woman, part horse and part human, is letting fly her last arrow to follow the others to the target, right? And so Mercury here, the magician is Mercury ruled, is talking, right? And then so you have Mercury in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And reverse, it's saying her energy is blocked and it may not be the right time for action. If she's afraid of taking action, she may block new awareness or energy. She may also fear the ensuing responsibility related to an action. All right. So we know that you are a little bit afraid of what's actually happening right now, today, in this full moon, but you don't have to be afraid, right? You are somehow protected. You are here in this middle world. And so we have a 10 with the magician, and the 10 plus the 8 is the 18, and the 18 is the moon, and the moon is in your sign. And this is what comes up in the subconscious, right? The subconscious is letting you know, hey, you know, Pluto, which is now in Aquarius, is through the sun, which is your dwarf star, giving you information into your subconscious. There we go, right? And so you are all of a sudden understanding that here the 10 and the 8 is 18 and the 9 is left. Again, the 9 in I have arrived, I find a completion in all of this, what's happening here in this world, right? Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is the number 12, which then automatically becomes a 3, right? So the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 2 of the High Priestess is letting you know your intuition is really strong, because he is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune are your dreams and your spirit and your mind, right? And so here the 12 and the 2 creates the 14. The 14 is the Temperance, is finding an equilibrium. And you see here in the Hermetic Tarot how many inspirational messages are embedded in this card. And so here the spirit of the mighty waters are bringing you a strong intuition, and here the 5 is left, right? The 5 senses are what binds us into this dimension, and in then the 6, right, which came here, the 6 birds, in the 6th sense, in the 3rd eye, we find the liberation. But here you learning to understand that. Here you're learning to become more intuitive, right? And so that's the message. And the 5 is left. Then on the position of the Empress, we get here Temperance, right? And so we had Temperance when we all calculated together here, and now we get Temperance again. And so we have a 5-5 portal. But also you have the 14 and the 3, that's the 17, that's Aquarius. That's the star. That's here the star that is saying you can be a star, right? Because you are connected with the sun, the dwarf star. So recognize that, right? Recognize that here the 17 becomes an 8. And the 8 is then again you. You are realizing something when you find the middle between wild and the sage, between all this like craziness that the Leo, the cat playfulness brings to you, but also you want to control it, right? You don't want to submiss it, you want to control it, and you want to use it in a playful way. And so in a way it's almost like Aquarius is giving you that right now. He's giving you the information, hey, there is the 17. 17 is the star. Be a star. And from the star perspective, you can see things. It's almost like the hangman is saying, yeah, when you look down, when you're hanging upside down, you see the things a little bit from a different perspective. And so, yeah, a 5-5, but also then an 8 is appearing here and bringing you the information that, well, a little back and forth, a little melting, right, into each other of the masculine, the feminine, right, the cold and the hot is good, is actually needed or almost wanted. Then on the position of the strength card, right, your Leo energy, comes the 2 of Pentacles. And the 2 of Pentacles connected here with the moon, the subconscious, is Jupiter in Capricorn. And the last reading, right, of Capricorn Sun was the muses giving you the push to walk the talk and have fun too. And so that's creating the balance. Again, creating the balance here with the 2 cups, creating a balance here with the 2 of coins. And so the 8 and the 2 creates a 10. And the 10 is saying a new cycle is appearing, right? Because we had the 10 at the beginning as well. And so a new cycle is appearing that is giving you a deep understanding. Yes, a cycle is ending, right? You are feeling that, you are getting that information. And so in your subconscious, you know that it's all about the duality. You know that it's all about a playfulness, right? And Jupiter in Capricorn is playing with the earth, playing with the money, but not in a bad way, but more in a conscious way, right? And so here you get a really nice message already through Capricorn and through the last reading. Then in the center of your reading, you get the King of Wands, you getting the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles are looking into the 2 of Pentacles. And so here we have Saturn in Taurus. And Taurus is the bank, is all the institutions, right? Or are the banks and all the institutions, because there are many. And so the 7 and the 2 is a 9, and so you get another 9. But also here you are the 5th zodiac sign, and a 7 you get a 12, the Hanged Man again. And the Hanged Man was here giving you an understanding, yes, things are now changing for you, right? Really on an intuitive level. And so 9 pentacles, but up you have the 12 and then the 3 left, right? It's kind of like you are now bringing yourself into an equilibrium, because that's then that came up on the position of the Empress, right? The Temperance, Sagittarius here is talking to you. And so it's a very interesting combination, how you're looking back into your past and you start realizing how important it was that you were actually checking between masculine and feminine and between having and not having. And now you have 9, and 9 pentacles are or is the woman in the garden, is Venus in Virgo, and it's like she has everything that she needs. And so that's a beautiful message for you. Then on the position of the star in your deck here, she is like the sun, a dwarf star, the star. She is the star, and in a way there is like the sun behind, and so it's indicating the sun is a dwarf star. And so here you get the Queen of Wands, the feminine aspect of the Queen of Wands, because she painted as well in this deck. I have listed this deck below. It's the mystical healer, or it's the mystic tarot. You have the 17 plus the 1, the Aries energy, the Queen of Wands, right? Which is then giving you the opposite of you as the King of Wands, giving you exactly what we can see here, right? The masculine and the feminine are melting. Here the masculine and the feminine are melting, are coming together. And so you get again an 18. The 17 and the 1 is the 18. And the 18 then becomes again a 9. And it's really important that you incorporate the feminine, that you incorporate all those things that you think are sometimes not, you know, your thing, because maybe you're more a masculine personality or maybe you're more a feminine personality. Either way, you want to include the opposite. And so Apollo, the sun god, which is here as then the dwarf star here sitting in front of the Taj Mahal, is bringing you like, hey, yes, you have the sun as a dwarf star, so be a star. So be the number 1, right? Be a 9 here through the moon. The moon is bringing you deep in your subconscious this message. And so you are hopefully getting that. Then on the position of the moon comes the dream oracle, and the dream oracle is bringing you stars in the sky, the number 51, limitless possibilities. And so in your subconscious you're starting to see the one here, right, is, yes, I can be a star in the sky. I think this is the theme here. You can be a star in the sky because you are connected with the sun. And so I think finally you get it. Finally you get the message. And so the 18 becomes the 9. The 9 plus the 6 from the 51 is the 15. Back to Capricorn. Capricorn sun giving Leo moon the light. The muse is giving you the push to walk the talk and have fun too. Here we go. And interesting enough, I wanted to see what is coming, what possibilities coming in the sky, right? The number 6, again, the 6 birds up here in the sky, in the middle world. But now you are in the upper world. You got the daughter of disc, reverse. And those are the 3 earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And you have here Saturn in Taurus. You have here Jupiter in Capricorn, right? And with the 9 you have Virgo. And so all 3 earth signs are literally letting you know something here, right? Because it's important that you really get the message here. And the message is the daughter stands in a place of power by the Sipapuni, a birth hole. She rests her medicine pipe in the sacred circle. Behind her is her house in a cave. The sun has set and the full moon rises and reflects in her obsidian mirror. The full moon is rising, right, when it's up. Have a look. Okay, now it's reverse. She may feel small and insecure or aware of how she's been teased or misunderstood in the past. She may need to seek a vision or new source of strength inside herself. It is through the process of falling down and getting up again that certain truth and instinctual wisdom are cultivated. She learns how to handle suffering, although she does not seek it. So, being a star in the sky makes you realize this, that you maybe need to learn a little more about that. Here comes a 9, a Virgo, you have Taurus, you have Capricorn, and together here the 9, the Virgo comes. Virgo is the inner alchemist. Virgo is here the 9 as well. And Virgo is giving you the power to understand that all 3 earth signs are helping you now to maybe realize it is possible to be up in the sky, right? To be a star in the sky. And so allow that to really inspire you. Okay? This is what the subconscious is bringing you today, right? Because the moon is in your sign. And so you gotta be able to look deep into this message. Then on the position of the sun, which is, of course, your dwarf star, comes the marine life, right? And here we have the richness of the number 32, and this is the 5, right? And here we have, of course, the 19 calculated together. We get the 10. The 10 and the 5 is the 15. Again, Capricorn is talking. Capricorn is letting you know, yeah, you want to really also, when you're up in the sky, realize that you also need to be deep down into your subconscious, because that's what always the moon brings us. It's the subconscious is going deep down here, but now the sun is bringing you that. The sun is bringing you here the possibility of a richness, right? There's a richness in the sky, but there's also richness in the water. And that's where Scorpio comes in, right? Scorpio is a water sign. And so deep down you recognizing that here is a message as well, right? And the 15 then calculated together, we get the 6. Again, self-love. Then it's a 6-6 portal to the side. And when you show yourself, right, when you are not timid, you can really be then that self-love that is showing itself gloriously. So I wanted to see what this richness brings, and it brings you the daughter of wands, which are all 3 fire signs, which is you, which is also Sagittarius, right? And which is also Aries. And we have here, of course, Sagittarius as a major arcana, right? And we have also Sagittarius here, Mercury in Sagittarius, right? The 8 of Wands reverse, right? And so you are awakening because you have all 3 air signs through the Page of Swords. You have now all 3 earth signs. You have all 3 fire signs. It's just missing the water signs. It's powerful. Something is really happening here to you, right? And so the daughters of wands, we're going to look into the message there. To the left, the daughter's going to a new home with her companion, the unicorn. The whooping cranes guide the way. To the left, she's cautious about stepping out in a new way. So, of course, right, being up now and then going back down, right, which is after the full moon, you're already on the way again to deep down your subconscious, right? And so it's really interesting that she is to the left, right, bringing you up to the stars. That's what fire does. Fire goes up into the sky. It's a masculine energy, but here is water and the emotions are running deep. And you have here, right, the 3 pentacles, right, the 3 earth signs. And so the earth and the sky, right, the fire and the water, it's really interesting how that is playing. It's like, yes, that's what temperance does, right? It mixes water and fire, which is impossible to mix. How do you mix water and fire, right? It's like, no, it doesn't work. But in a way, we human have to learn that. We human want to do that. And then we have on the position of the world now here the 7 of Pentacles coming one more time. And the 7 of Pentacles came here as the 7 of Earth. And you see now that Saturn in Taurus is literally giving you a 7-7 portal, and it's then here with the 21, which is the 3, and the 7 becomes a 10 again. A new cycle is beginning. The new moon is almost like saying, well, I'm around the corner and you are going to go deep down again. And now, though, you can enjoy yourself, right? You should enjoy yourself, right? You should actually recognize, yes, this is now here, Scorpio going into the new moon, which is letting go of all the things that we think we know. And then, of course, you have also here the 3 air signs, right? The pages, the new generations. So you have 9 generations, right? You have all 3 air signs, all 3 earth signs, and all 3 fire signs. So these are 9 zodiac signs right here. And the 9 came as the middle world, right? Uniting the people, bringing them together, seeing that you are learning, really learning your positioning as the sun is your dwarf star, right? And is that empowerment that you want to bring to the people, and the world is saying, yes, do that, right? Recognize where you come from and recognize where you are going. Are you going deep down in here, or are you going in this way? You can go both ways, right? And so here today we are going to the right, we're going out, we're going extroverted, and that extrovertedness is literally saying, yes, you are now shining your light as that moon, right? You're shining your light, and you can be the full moon, and you can be a star, right? These are the 2 that came together, right? These came together, and so here we see, yes, you can be in the subconscious realizing that you are a star, and that's the message for you today. Just be a star, even if it's a dwarf star. Be a star, show who you are, show your light, be extroverted, and recognize the healing in the 9 and the temperance, right? Sagittarius helping you, and also Aries helping you, right? It's clear. So I hope I see you in the next one, because then we have the sun in Pisces, which is the Knight of Cups, which is the path of love again, right? Going deeper within. You have here a water sign, which is Scorpio. So allow yourself to begin the path of love in a very new way. And so I wish you a beautiful ceremony today on your full moon, and hope I see you in the next reading. Namaste.